Non-Governmental Organization Regulatory Commission Bill is a bill that seeks to monitor the activities of non-governmental organizations as well as its civil society counterpart. That National Assembly is of the opinion that the absence of such commission, as this gives some NGOs and CSOs freedom to use their organizations to promote corruption, among other menaces. In an interaction with these CSOs and NGOs, the establishment of this commission is a waste of scarce resources of the nation because some other agencies are already saddled with this responsibility. Some feel the move is an attempt by the National Assembly to frustrate their activities as the watchdog of the citizens.
It's a needless, fruitless exercise on the part of the government. I said that advisedly, in the sense that we have sufficient regulations for the civil society organizations, or as it's called, non-governmental organizations. I've said on different platforms that there are better things that should occupy the attention of the government than CSO regulatory bill or NGO regulatory bill. The sense is this: before any credible NGO will operate in Nigeria, you have to be registered with Corporate Affairs Commission. Meanwhile, if you have credibility issue, you die. There is a high level of mortality in civil society or non-governmental organizations because if you can't get funding, your activities are negatively impacted. Now, aside from that, the donors that give you this money also regulate you.
The NGO bill is not a welcome development. As we are all aware of, what it does is that it tends to stifle associations, not just civil society organizations, but even by civil society organization, it's expansive. It is not just organizations like us, but faith-based, community-based, and other interest group organizations. And while people continue to say that one of the biggest campaigns is that there has actually been regulation in other countries, but don't forget that where NGOs have been regulated, there has been challenges. Kenya being the most recent example. Immediately after the Kenyan election, when the Kenyan Human Rights Commission and AfriGov issued a statement showing that there were flaws in that elections, they were immediately proscribed by the government. So what are we planning for? And if you look around, the examples are like that. So what it actually entails is that we are trying to beat up all form of opposition. We are trying to talk in terms of whittling down the accountability and openness in the whole governance process.
The bill is unnecessary. It is a bill that will establish a commission that will do something that many other institutions and agencies are already doing, and so it will be a duplication that we are trying to cut the cost of governance while create a new engine that will just sap resources and do what others are already doing. So we believe that it is unnecessary. It also has the potential to quell dissenting voices and destroy our democracy, because the democracy is enriched when you have different voices speaking and they are free to express themselves. So the bill is unacceptable to us in the civil society community, and we believe that it should be dead on arrival.
For the National President, Vanguard for Transparent Leadership and Democracy, VATLAD, the move by the lawmakers, if the aim are, as claimed, is a welcome idea, as some NGOs and CSOs are truly corrupt and promoting negative motive.
If the idea is to monitor funds, given to different NGOs and civil society organizations, we have no objection to it at all. In truth, if that is the intention. Because we have also found out that most of these persons masquerading as civil society organizations and NGOs, what they are doing, they are into big business. They get funding from within and outside this country, and then embezzle some, and then use some of this one according to the dictates of the sponsor, sometimes to even attack the government. So I don't think there's anything. If you have no skeleton to hide, why are you afraid?
In the midst of this argument by these organizations on the subject matter, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Dogara, has however stated that there is no going back on the bill.
The media has been awash with scathing criticism of the institution of the House of Representatives over the NGO regulation bill, which has passed second reading and is at committee stage. Public criticism of the content of the bill is a welcome development, and there are many who are doing just that. Indeed, it is the reason why every bill is subjected to public hearing so that the inputs of stakeholders can be obtained to ensure public buy-in. I hasten to say that all Nigerians and other corporate persons, including non-Nigerians, are stakeholders and have the right to support or oppose a bill. However, when opinions are targeted at disparaging the institution of the legislature, then it becomes imperative to interrogate the motives driving such, especially when this emanates from those who should know.
In the midst of these arguments and counter-arguments, observers are of the view that if the intention of the National Assembly is positive as claimed, then the move is laudable, but if otherwise, they should consider that the resources of the nation is scarce before setting up this commission.